If you're thinking about changing things up in 2023, finding a new place to live, and you're not quite sure where to go, this video is for you. We're going to cover 5 reasons why you should move to Kansas City in 2023. And by the way, if you already live here and you watch my channel and you're expecting the real estate market updates on Saturday morning, this takes the place of it. I want you to stick around till number 5 because we're going to cover something about the Kansas City housing market that you won't want to miss. Number 1 is that Kansas City has something to offer everyone. Whatever type of lifestyle you want to live. If it's the quick, nightlife focused, very fast paced lifestyle of living in a big city, downtown Kansas City might be for you. A condo, loft, or apartment might hit the spot. Or maybe you've got a family. Lots of families find Johnson County and some of the suburbs in Missouri, like a Lee Summit or Blue Springs, to be the place. And most likely you've probably heard of Johnson County. And if you haven't, you've almost certainly heard of Overland Park. Great schools, very, very safe community overall, and really just a key destination for families who are moving from all over the United States. Maybe you're not even after a suburb. Maybe you're not after the city kind of lifestyle. Maybe you're after living in a lake town. And we've got many of those to offer too, whether it's Kansas or Missouri, like I mentioned, in Lee Summit. You've got 2 big lakes within about 15 minutes away from you. Even if you live in the suburb, you've got Lake Winnebago and you've got Lake Lotawana and many, many, many other smaller lakes to choose from, whether that's where you want to live full time or this is just a weekend getaway or a holiday getaway for some peace, mind, and relaxation on the weekends. By the way, if you're new to the channel, then welcome. My name's Nick Massa. I help people buy and sell homes in the Kansas City area. And if you're watching this video, most likely you're in that research phase of where should I go? Where should I live? What is living in Kansas City like? And do I want to buy a home when I move to Kansas City? And if that's the case, this video is for you. This channel's for you. Hit that subscribe button so you see all things about Kansas City real estate and the different places that you could live in Kansas City. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. And of course, if you're moving from out of state and you would like help finding the best area for you, I would love to be a part of the process there. All my contact info is below. Send me an email or let's schedule a Zoom call and we can talk about what that would look like for you and we can see if we make a good fit. Let's get back to the video. Number 2 is the culture in Kansas City. And when I say culture, yes, I could mean like a million different things. Specifically, the history and the art. Not only do we have the National World War I Memorial and Museum, but we also have speakeasies that have existed since the Prohibition era, which if you are visiting Kansas City or you live in Kansas City, visiting these once, at least once, while you're in the city is an absolute must. It is a necessity. Second is we've dedicated ourselves to art. Every single discipline of art. You can find something for it in Kansas City. Not only do you have the Nelson Atkins Museum with hundreds of thousands of different pieces of art and visitors every single year, but you've got many, many more. You've got the Kemper Museum of Contemporary Art, the Kaufman Center of Performing Arts, the Crossroads Arts District, and many, many more, including theaters for different types of performing arts throughout the Kansas City metro area. Number 3 is drivability. And when I say drivability, what I mean is how easily and conveniently and quickly can you get from point A to point B in the Kansas City metro. So not just Kansas City proper, but the whole metropolitan area. And quite frankly, as long as you've got a car, that's the only stipulation. You need a car because public transportation is not it. There are places where you can get public transportation. It's not going to cover the whole metro. Yes, there is a streetcar. Again, it's not going to cover everywhere that you would most likely need to go. You're going to need a car, but once you do have a car, getting around wherever you'd like to go in the metro, it's going to take about 30 minutes. You know, whether you want to go to a Chiefs game and you live way out south in Overland Park, and in South Overland Park, it's probably going to take you about 30 minutes to get there. Maybe a little bit more, maybe some change. 30 minutes to the Chiefs Stadium if you want to catch a game. Or let's say you want to go to the Nelson Atkins Museum. Again, it's going to take you 25 to 35 minutes to get to downtown Kansas City. And let's say if you live in North Kansas City, getting to Lake Lotawana, again, about 35, 40 minutes at most. You're getting to most places in a short amount of time. Where other big cities, let's think of like a Dallas, Texas, it would take an hour to get from one side of the Metroplex to another side of the Metroplex. And that applies to most major cities. But in Kansas City, that's not the case, and you're going to get from point A to point B relatively quickly. Number 4 is the lucrative economy in the jobs market here in Kansas City. Our economy is just under It's valued at just under $150 billion. And it makes sense, right? We're centrally located in the entire United States, and as a result, we have many industries that are budding, that we are leading globally. Now, something that I want you to know, I mentioned Johnson County earlier, and it's one of the most popular places that many people are moving to when they move to the Kansas City metro. Here's why. There's one zip code in Overland Park and Leawood that have more jobs than you would find in Kansas City, Missouri proper. Think about that for a second. Second is in the entire county of Johnson County. Keep in mind the Kansas City metro is made up of several different counties. Johnson County happens to make up almost 50% of all office space in the entire metro area. Any questions about that? All of my videos, I'll link a playlist here of all the Johnson County suburbs that I've covered on this channel. And let's talk about the industries for employment real quick. We've got biosciences, which we're a leader in globally with innovation. There are many different subsets of biosciences that you'll find established in the Kansas City metro. You'll also find technology. About 1 in 10 employees in the metro area are employees of some type of technology firm. You've also got finance, distribution, right? Because we're centrally located. And of course, last but not least, you probably imagined it, is agriculture. Number 5 is the real estate market here in Kansas City. The affordability of housing in Kansas City compared to all these other states, which by the way, the headlines that you're seeing in those other states is that home prices are absolutely collapsing. Well, that's not happening here. And the reason is because of the affordability of the homes here. And yes, if you live in Kansas City, you've seen the price increases over the last 2 years. You might not be a huge fan of me saying that, but in comparison to all these other cities in other regions, Kansas City, far more affordable. I'll link my video here that explains one of Zillow's reports that says that many people who previously were looking at moving to the coastal cities are now moving to the Midwest because of that affordability. That same report ranked Prairie Village, which is a suburb in Johnson County, go figure, as one of the most popular housing markets in the entire country out of all of them. Zillow has recently come out this week with a new position that Kansas City is one of the top 7 housing markets in the entire country. And we're talking citywide housing markets, not just suburbs. So that's a big deal. And then what they're basing this on is one, what they expect the housing prices in Kansas to appreciate by compared to all the other cities who might, quite frankly, experience some pretty quick housing growth, but they're also looking at generational trends. In Kansas City, the amount of aging baby boomers who are remaining in homes is far larger than what you would see in previous generations. So that's bumping up demand for housing, which let's say that prices collapse in other real estate markets, they're not going to collapse here because of that demand. The second generational trend that's propping it up is millennials and Gen Z. Gen Z is a little farther off, but millennials are one of the biggest generations we've got in the population. And now they're reaching the peak home buying years. If it's not their first home, it's their second home, and they're trading up to one that's more expensive. But the demand from that population as they enter those home buying years is going to keep Kansas City's real estate market one of the hottest going into 2023 and many years to follow. If you buy a home in Kansas City right now, not only are you getting a more affordable price as opposed to where you could potentially buy a home anywhere else in the country, but it also means you're going to own a home in a market that is inherently more affordable and sheltered from large swings and volatility in the housing market. Now, you might be wondering, at what point does the increased popularity of the Midwest in Kansas City start to cannibalize the affordable homes in Kansas City, in the Kansas City metro area? And that's a completely valid point, right? Who knows what's going to have? Very well could. But basically, if you are someone from out of the state, you are not from Kansas City, and you are moving here, the comparison between Kansas City and those other markets is that it is more affordable here than there. And what you're going to see is, because of that demand equation, is more consistent appreciation, which means the money that you put into your home grows at a more stable rate than it would in other markets. And for people in Kansas City, what that means is the people who already own homes, you're in a good position because the value of your home is going to consistently increase. The people who do not own homes, Zillow has forecasted most likely, that young millennial age, that Gen Z age, they're most likely going to start buying homes with friends or family. Another thing to consider is we've got a lot more land that we can expand for and build new housing units. And it seems like home builders have hit rock bottom for the low levels of permits and new builds that they're starting. And you've got to hit rock bottom before you start increasing production. I think we're going to see a little bit of increase in production next year, which will certainly help fight that problem with the amount of supply, which is why the home prices continue to go up and up and up. Now, if you enjoyed the video, if you have any questions about it, if you are wanting to buy a home or sell a home in Kansas City, I would love to help you. I'll implement all of my market knowledge and everything that you see on this channel, as well as much more on your behalf so we can take a lot of the weight off of your shoulders and help you make the decisions that really, really matter. Any questions, all my contact info is below. Send me a text, email, or let's schedule a Zoom call and we can talk about exactly what that looks like for you, if we'd be a good fit, and what our next step looks like. Also, hit the subscribe button because I'm going to come out with more videos if you enjoyed this one. I'll see you on the next video.